A massive, polarizing trade rumor has just dropped from Fox Sports involving the Chicago Bears acquiring a 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback to completely overhaul our secondary. But before we even think about pulling the trigger on a blockbuster veteran move, a tidal wave of draft chaos is brewing, with insiders predicting one of the most explosive, trade-heavy first rounds we have ever witnessed. We need to break down exactly who might miraculously slide down the board, what it will actually cost to move up, and why this tempting veteran trade might actually be a disastrous trap for our defense. If you are bleeding blue and orange and want daily, unfiltered football truth, do me a massive favor and hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel right now. Let's dive straight into the absolute madness brewing ahead of this draft. NFL insider Jordan Schultz just dropped a massive report indicating that front offices overwhelmingly expect this year's draft to feature a historic flurry of trade activity, specifically in the first half of round 1. Are we staring down the barrel of the most unpredictable first round in recent memory, or is this just classic April smoke and mirrors? I genuinely believe this is real, and it directly impacts what our front office must do at pick 25. The defensive side of the ball is absurdly deep this year with absolute game-changers at edge rusher, cornerback, and linebacker. Wide receiver is also a serious option. But the sinister detail forcing general managers to panic is the severe lack of depth in the later rounds. The talent cliff falls off incredibly hard, making teams completely desperate to hoard extra Day 2 and early Day 3 draft picks. This brings us to the agonizing situation at pick 25. Do we aggressively package picks to catapult up the board, or patiently trade back to accumulate precious Day 2 capital? Honestly, trading down feels like the smartest outcome. The absolute sweet spot of this draft class lives on Day 2. Most teams probably only have 10 to 15 legitimate, true first-round grades this year. Once those blue-chip superstars are gone, the talent disparity between pick 20 and pick 50 is practically non-existent. Sitting at 25, it is highly unlikely a pure first-round talent miraculously falls to us. We currently hold 4 crucial picks, 3 in the top 89, plus our 4th rounder at 129. We are desperate to add at least one more selection inside the top 125. Missing out on that front office compensatory pick stings incredibly much because we would have had an extra bullet right around pick 100. Instead, we have 0 picks in the 5th and 6th rounds. But nobody is losing sleep over that, because the heart of this draft lives between round 2 and early round 4. We need as many swings in that sweet spot as possible. So here is my official question of the day, and I need everyone to sound off below. Would you rather trade up from the 25th pick to grab a falling superstar, or trade down to stockpile Day 2 ammunition? Type U for up or D for down right now in the comments. Let's flip the script. Because teams are deeply unenthusiastic about the depth of this draft, we might enter a rare buyer's market for trading up. Historically, moving up early demands a massive tax. We saw the off-season seller's market when the Max Crosby blockbuster commanded 2 first-rounders, and DJ Moore fetched a second. But on draft night, because mid-round pick values are heavily debated, we might trade up without mortgaging the future. Jumping from 25 to 13 might not cost the future first like it normally would. Imagine the tantalizing dream scenario of a generational talent sliding. Edge rusher David Bailey is the betting favorite to go 2nd overall, but if linebacker Arvell Reese leapfrogs him, Bailey could slide. If Reese himself slips, he becomes a prime target. Then you have safety Caleb Downs, a franchise-altering defensive back generating chatter about falling outside the top 10. And we cannot forget edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr., who could drop past Miami or Dallas. If a true gamer-king prospect sits in the low teens, I am pounding the table to go get them. But while we dream of miracles, a trade proposal just hit the timeline making my blood boil. Fox Sports reporter Ralph Vacchiano published a scenario suggesting we immediately trade for Cleveland Browns cornerback Denzel Ward. Vacchiano argues that upgrading cornerback is our biggest priority. He notes Ward is a 5-time Pro Bowler, only 29, and Cleveland needs to dump his salary. Vacchiano thinks Ward could be our third corner or replace Tyrique Stevenson. Trading for Ward to be your CB3 is absolute lunacy. But here is the exact package. We send our third-round pick, 89th overall, and a 2027 sixth-rounder to Cleveland. A third and a future sixth for a lockdown corner. It doesn't sound terrible until you look at the brutal reality. I am absolutely not making this trade. Denzel Ward is rapidly approaching 30, and his play has visibly deteriorated. He made the Pro Bowl as an alternate purely on reputation. In 2022 and 23, he was genuinely elite, surrendering just 3 total touchdowns with passer ratings of 76 and a suffocating 56. But the last 2 seasons, a completely different story. In 2024, his passer rating allowed skyrocketed to nearly 93, giving up 4 touchdowns. This past year, he allowed an 88 rating and 3 touchdowns. He isn't getting completely torched, but it is an undeniable decline. He is no longer an elite CB1, he is a solid CB2. Am I giving up a top 90 pick for a declining corner with a catastrophic contract? Absolutely not. Pro Football Focus gave him a 59 coverage grade. Even if you bump that to the mid-60s, he is on the decline. You do not string together back-to-back average seasons approaching 30 and magically revert to an All-Pro. Then there is the financial nightmare. Ward has 2 years left with a staggering $17.4 million cap hit this season, under contract through 2027. We could restructure the money, but why willingly take on that massive burden for a player whose best days are behind him? Look at our current cornerback room. Is it flawless? No. Jaylen Johnson and Kyler Gordon battled frustrating injuries last year. There are valid questions about Jaylen regaining his swagger. Tyrique Stevenson is entering the final year of his rookie contract with undeniable question marks. But if this group is healthy, they are more than serviceable. Kyler Gordon was absolutely electric in the playoff game after missing the regular season. If we desperately need competition at CB2, we utilize this deep draft class. Bring in a hungry rookie in the middle rounds to fight in training camp. Even rolling into the season with Tyrique Stevenson as our starting CB2 is completely fine if Jaylen Johnson is healthy. We can explore the veteran free agent market later. I am vehemently against mortgaging valuable picks and absorbing a $17 million cap hit for a declining Denzel Ward. The math fails, the film disagrees, and the financial burden is franchise crippling. It is a massive trap. Are we seriously going to let panic dictate our off-season? Or are we going to build this defense the right way through the draft? Let me know your final thoughts down below.